And we're still living with some constitutional mechanisms of anti-democratic exclusion. We're still living with the Electoral College. This is an institution whose practice has meant that we have had 5 popular vote losers in our history, twice in this century alone in 2000 and 2016. It marginalizes the vast majority of Americans. Everybody knows now that this election is going to come down to a handful of states: Pennsylvania, Arizona, Michigan, Nevada, the states where we've been going to campaign because we have to do it because that's the system we're in. But it means the vast majority of Americans who live in safe blue states like California or New York or Massachusetts or Maryland, or safe red states like Alaska or North Dakota or South Dakota, or Idaho, don't see any presidential campaign going on. No office is set up, no visits by the candidates unless it's to come and raid the states for money. We find it hard even to get campaign signs in Maryland sent to us by the National Democratic Campaigns because they're making the strategic and pretty much unassailable decision to save the signs for the swing states. It's going to mean a lot more to put them up in Pennsylvania than it is in Maryland. And so we have to go out and make our own signs, which we've done gladly. But you see the basic dynamic there. Is it because, Nevada and Arizona and Michigan and Pennsylvania are representative of everybody else, or we've delegated the decision to them formally? No, it's simply because they have roughly equal numbers of Republicans and Democrats. That's just an irrational way to conduct a presidential election. How about it's time for us to elect the president the way we elect governors and mayors and representatives and senators and everybody else? Whoever gets the most votes wins, instead of this Byzantine, arcane, and obsolescent process, which these days can get you killed, as it almost did on January 6, 2021, as a strategic bad faith actor like Donald Trump, a corrupt would-be dictator and autocrat, attempted to use the joint session of Congress called for under the 12th Amendment and the Electoral College as an opportunity to try to upset the whole table and get his vice president simply to declare him president of the United States. Nearly got Mike Pence killed as they were chanting, "Hang Mike Pence, hang Mike Pence," and he had to flee the building. So we still have anti-democratic practices and mechanisms that are taking place. We are struggling to overcome those. And we are struggling to make sure that the constitutional processes that we've fought for in the past that exist are used to make us a more perfect union, which means a more democratic nation, right? We've admitted 37 states since the original 13, which means that nearly 3/4 of the states, 74% of the states, have been admitted since the original 13. Well, how about it's time for statehood for the people of Washington, D.C.? How about it's time for statehood for 3.5 million Americans living in Puerto Rico? We've got to get the engines of democratic expansion and change moving again. Tocqueville said in Democracy in America that he observed that voting rights and democracy in our country were either shrinking and shriveling away or expanding. And we've got to get back on the growth path. So when we say we're defending democracy in America in this election, we are defending also the movement of democracy in America. It's an unfinished project.